Today, we're going to learn how to create a personal LinkedIn page. Now, this is one case where your personal page is super, super important because that's where you're going to connect to people from. So more people are going to see your personal page than your business page. And in most cases, I'm going to tell you it's a good idea to have a business page as well. Really depends on kind of what you're doing. But if you do anything that's business to business or business to a consumer that you would find on LinkedIn, you definitely want to be on LinkedIn and have a LinkedIn business page. So let's get started. So today, the first thing you're going to do is go to LinkedIn, which is just type in www.linkedin.com, and you should find yourself right here on a page that looks like this. Now, you go up to the top where it says join now or sign in, and we're going to say join now. So here we're going to put in an email address, and we're going to create a password. Okay. Once we've done that, we're going to agree to their policies and join. You can also join with your Facebook. I actually like to keep all these separate, quite honestly. I like to have you use that same email address that you've created for your business for all of your social media and not try to log in with Facebook and other networks, because if you do that and you can't get in, it's an issue. You don't need these to be all connected together. You want to have separate accounts and separate ways to sign in on each one. So hit agree and join. And then this is going to be first name. So we're going to do Jane. Oops. Jane. Oh, that works. Jane Smith, we'll say. And then you've got to do the CAPTCHA check just to make sure it's not a robot. Let's see, I think I can pick out the fire hydrants and verify. Would you like to save the password? I'm going to say yes. Now it wants to know your location. And if you can see here, it pops up Rancho Santa Margarita. On here, I think you're better off doing your broader location. So if you live just outside of a city, pick the city. So where I live, it's Orange County is like one giant metropolitan area. So I'm going to say Orange County, California. For me, that's much better. And on LinkedIn, it's much better to choose the broader area. You don't want a very tiny hometown. Now, if you're from Chicago, great, that works, or New York City or Dallas or a big city, but you want to, for me, I'm from not a small town, but, not a giant town. So I would rather use my whole county, which is very interconnected. So that for me works better. And then I'm going to say next. Now we've got to choose our category. So now we are going to say that, let's see, Jane is a nutritionist. Okay, and she works for Jane's Nutrition Company. Do you see how before it was trying to select it from a drop down and it didn't see it? Well, there's no page yet for it. So that's why it couldn't select it. We'll get back to that later. Now, what industry is Jane in? Let's see if they have nutrition on here. I would think so. They don't. So we're going to have to call it health, I think. You kind of have to just scroll through this, and really the first time you almost have to read the whole list unless it's super obvious, because it's really hard to tell. Health, wellness, and fitness. That's what we're going to cut. That's what we're going to say. And we're going to say continue. No, I'm not a student, so continue. Now let's confirm your email. So what I've got to do is go back to my email, open it up, and find my code. It's just like the other networks. So now I've added my confirmation code, which I got from my email, and I click agree and confirm. Are you looking for a new job? Well, no, I'm not. So I'm going to say no. Add your email contacts. So this is one of the things you can do, and this is not my real email. So this is not something I can do, but you can click continue, add your contacts here, and then with one click, you can literally send out a connection request to all of them. We're going to do this later, so I'm going to skip it right now. Yes, I know it's important, but we'll get back to it. So connecting with people, it's just giving me some random people to connect with that are in that same nutrition field and that I actually don't know. Okay, so we're going to skip that right now. Now we're going to add our profile picture. Now, this time, you guys, this is your personal page. This is a photo of you. Okay. Okay, I know that's kind of silly, but I'm not creating a real page. You're going to do a real picture, not a cartoon like I just did. So we're going to save the photo. Although that's kind of my cartoon look, right? That's kind of close. And we're going to say continue. So we don't need job alerts, so skip. Now here, if you want to get the LinkedIn app on your phone, you can give them your phone number. You really don't need to though. All you've got to do is go to the App Store and download it. So skip this. Don't do it this way. Okay, this is going to give me companies to follow, and most of them are going to be nutrition related. I'm going to finish, X this out. Okay, so now it wants me to build this page, and there's quite a bit to do here on this page. So the first thing I want you to do is go up to where you see that little tiny profile picture on the black bar, the right, and it says me and a little arrow. Click that little down arrow next to me. And then I want you to click on View Profile. There you go. So this is what the profile looks like right now. It's not too interesting. So I have my name, my title and company, and I have my location. We aren't looking for jobs, so we're going to X that job section right out. What we want to do here is we can set, we're going to click on here. We've got everything set up the way we want to. We can add contact information. So if you scroll to the bottom, you can add a phone number. You can add an address. Again, you don't need to. If you are working from home, you don't need to. You can add a birthday. I don't do that as well. But I can add my website, and that you definitely want to do. So we're going to say nutrition company, I think that's what I called it, .com. And we're going to say this is our company website. Now, again, this is your personal page, so you don't want this information in here. You don't need the rest of it. Okay, there we go. Whoops. So look, I spelled Jane's Nutrition Company wrong. Nutrition. There we go. So I just corrected the headline. Save. There we go. So nutritionist at Jane's Nutrition Company. So I think we're pretty good. Now over here you see Jane's Nutrition Company, but there's no logo. So this is saying this is where you work. This is your most recent company. The other thing you can do now is scroll down. And as you can see, LinkedIn's going to tell you your profile strength, and it's going to prompt you to do a whole bunch of different add information. This is kind of important. You really want to get towards this all-star, or at least this bar here. You want to get as much information that's not super personal in here as possible. So right here is where you see your personal analytics. They'll give you just a few things. Now, under experience, you are going to click on the little pencil, and we are going to edit this. So we're nutritionist. Employment type is just full-time, part-time, all of that. We don't really need that. Whoops, NUTRI, Nutrition Company. There we go. Location, where is this located? We're going to say it's located in Orange County, California. And I am currently working in this role. When did I start this? Well, let's see. I started it in November of 2018. Okay. So update my industry and my headline. Okay. And description. I help people to develop nutrition plans for a healthy lifestyle. Okay. You're going to put a lot more than that, but this is where you're going to put your description. Okay. Where it says upload media, you can upload an image, you can upload a link, and you can upload a video. Videos that are uploaded directly to LinkedIn have to be 10 minutes or less. So if your objective is to get a video on LinkedIn or Facebook for that matter, keep it a hair under 10 minutes. So there you go. And this button says share with my network. Honest truth, I turn it off because you're going to go in here and tweak and change, and it's annoying if it sends it out to your network every time you change. Like you saw, I just corrected the spelling. No one wants to see that. So I turn that off and hit save. Okay, now we've gotten to intermediate. That's awesome. So if you see up here, the next thing it's prompting us to do is add our education. If you feel this is important, if you did go to college, put it in here. If you did go to a culinary school, a trade school, any type of post-secondary education, put it in here. And let's say we went to UC Irvine. Whoops, I'm sorry, you got to click in the box. And you're going to have to select it. UC Irvine, here we go. We're going to say UC Irvine, add it to profile. What years did I go? I went from, hypothetically, to 2011, okay? I'm going to save that. What was my major? My major was, none of this is true, FYI. This is an example. Nutrition, wellness, and I got a bachelor's degree. No, it's a BA. There we go, bachelor's degree. Okay, done. So that's pretty cool. Okay, you can see that now, if you scroll down, we have experience, we have education. If you click the pencil under education, it's going to give you, maybe you were, maybe you graduated summa cum laude, or, maybe you were in a, let's say you were in the nutrition society. I don't even think there is such a thing, but okay. And you played soccer. I don't know, something like that. So you can put your activities there. If you want any type of description, put it here. Upload any media. Like, let's say that your school did an article on you, or someone did an article on you while you were in school, or you did an amazing research paper. Anything you want to put here, remember, upload. You can link. You can do a presentation, photos, anything. Again, keep this share with network off and then click save. Okay, let's click out of here. So there you go. Now you've got college. Now let's say you have 2 degrees. Put them both in reverse chronological order. So let's say I got my master's degree too. I'm going to click on here and I'm going to say, let's see, UCLA. And I'm going to say my degree is in master's. And my field of study, nutrition. Okay, here we go. We'll pick this one. And then when did I say finish? So we'll say 11. I think it takes 2 years, right? To 13. And what activities did I have here? Same thing, guys, okay? And same thing with uploading media. Let's click save. Now let's go back, and we have our experience. We have our education. Okay, one other thing I want to show you is that now, let's say we've got all of our post-secondary education here. Remember, if you took a substantial program or at a university, or like you said, a trade school, a career school, a culinary school, anything that's post-secondary, and you can tag the particular college or university or place that you took it, go ahead and put it here. Now, under experience, yeah, we've got our company, but hey, Jane, what gives you the ability? I see that you studied, but do you have any experience at all? So here's what we need to do. We need to click the plus sign. Now we're going to say that Jane worked as a nutritionist. I should have picked another category that I could actually spell. And we select it from the menu. Again, we don't skip that. And the company she worked for was Safeway, the grocery store. Okay, here we go. And where did she work? This time she worked in Houston. So this is Jane's, and we uncheck that currently working there. This is a former job. She started in February, let's say, you would have graduated in May, let's say. So she started in June of 13 after she got her degree. And then she worked there until July of 19. No, okay, I'm so sorry, 18. Because she started her business then. Okay, then we wanted description. I did this and that. So essentially, you know what you need to put there. Again, any media you want to put there, click save. Now, we look down and we see that these are in reverse chronological order. Now, Jane, you got a little more experience. This is a lot better. So now I see you have the education, and now I see you've got experience. 5 years. Wow. So, that's a big company. I'm sure you had a good training program there. So you got experience. Yes. Now you've got some clout, and I can see why you have your own business. So there are a lot of other things you can do. And if you scroll back up here, you see how our bar is growing. There are other things. It wants us to add skills. So you can add these kind of things. These, I don't know, fitness, wellness, and healthy lifestyle. We'll say those are our skills. Done. So what happens with these is if you scroll to the bottom, here are your skills. Now a person can click on it and say, oh, I endorse Jane for fitness and for wellness. And you kind of collect all these little endorsements. They don't mean a lot, honestly. They're almost like likes on a page. A lot of times people you don't even know will click them and endorse you just in hopes that you'll do it back. I won't do it unless I absolutely know the person. I think you need integrity. And I think it's important to do things the right way. So I don't do that. But that's what skills are. Okay. We've added our skills. So let's say next. Add a summary about your expertise. This is actually a really good idea, guys. So click add summary and say, here you're going to say, I have my bachelor's and master's in nutrition. I don't feel like writing this. So then you're going to say something like, I went through Safeway's extensive nutrition program and learned all the ins and outs. I learned what works and what doesn't. And so when I went out on my own, I created my own company knowing the absolute best tips and recipes to share with people, blah, blah, blah. So this summary summarizes your education, your experience. It can also, I would talk about your passion for what you do, why it's important to you. That's important information to have up here. So I'm going to say add to profile. Just want you to see where it goes. So now when you look down here, where is it? It's supposed here. Let's refresh this page. It should show. Yeah. So now you see the about. Obviously I scribbled, but this is where it goes. Okay, what's next? We've already done these skills. Oh, they want 5 skills on here. So let's add 2. So we'll take these 2. So it'll let us go to the next level. We're done. We got our all-star. There's other things you can do on this profile. You can add things like publications. Did you take a training course? All these different things here. I'm going to show you mine, and that way you can see what you can do with it. So I am going to show you my profile just to show you what you can do with it. And I'm not logged in as myself. Remember, I'm logged in as Jane Smith. So we're seeing this like everyone else would see it. You can create a cover photo up here. And what this does is it shows my social media, the icons for the social media sites I'm on, and there is my username. Remember we talked about we want that same username everywhere. Now, this is my podcast, and these are all the networks that it's on, the podcasting networks, and this is the name, so if people want to find it. So here we've got my company and my college, okay? My most recent or current company. And under here on my headline, which you can change this headline, you don't have to have it be exactly the same as other people's. So now down here, you see my current company and the college I graduated from. So down here under my name is my headline. There's quite a lot to it, but you can change this headline. You don't have to just leave it. It's automatically going to revert to Owner Fox Social Media because that's my title and most recent and my current company. But on here, I added host of the Small Business Social Show and Podcast and owner of Simple Marketing Academy. And as you can see, I'm still creating it, so it just says coming. But I want people to know it's coming. So here's the services I provide. You can also add provided services. You can say, see all the details. It kind of doesn't, it just says I provide these services. I work in person or remote, and you can send me messages. There's my about. Mine, see how long mine is? It talks about what my experience is, who I help, what I do, my podcast, and it also gives some links if people want to see the show. That's really a good way to learn more about what I do. Now, under featured, you can see I added 3 things. I added the Small Business Social Show, which is on YouTube. I added the podcast, and I added the LinkedIn. See if I can get over here. My LinkedIn badges. So I'm a LinkedIn advisor, LinkedIn Pulse author, and LinkedIn Sophisticated Marketer. They're just different badges I've gotten. The LinkedIn post author is because I've published posts on LinkedIn or through LinkedIn. Now, my activity, this is where you see if you want to see what somebody's posting, you navigate to their page by searching for them up here in this search box by their name, okay? And then you click on their page, okay? If you want to connect with them, you're going to connect the More button, click Connect. It's going to ask you to type in a message. We'll talk about that later. Don't do it unless you have something legit to say, because it just clogs up people's inboxes. If you say, hey, Jill, I went to college with you, or you and I both work with Sam Smith, or you have something legit, do it. Otherwise, leave it blank. But then you hit Connect, okay? They have to accept your connection request for you to be connected. But here, again, I want to show you now, here's the activity. The reason you can see my whole page is because I've set all my settings on public. I don't put things on here that are super private. And the purpose of this page is to share my public information. So what did I just do? I posted this. This is my networking group at the Irvine Chamber. So I think that's kind of a cool picture. I liked it. What else did I do? I commented, this is actually a member of my group, and he does amazing flooring and different work here in Orange County. So I made a comment on his, you see? Oh, Jill commented on that. Okay. So the other things you can see are more of my posts and comments and things up here. Now scroll down and you can see my business, my title, how long I've worked there, and an explanation of what I do. Okay. Now for me, I've kind of thrown videos in here. I've kind of intermixed them, and they don't necessarily apply exactly to that particular page. And you can do that as well if you have a lot of content. But you can see, all the different things here. I went all the way back to college, literally, with my experience here. So so I went all the way back. I don't know. And I have a bachelor's degree. I go past that. So there's my education. And then I put my volunteer experience. That's another thing you can do. And to me, this is really important. And I've done so much of it that I think that's important to share. And I think it shows people that hopefully you're a decent person, you're volunteering, but it also shows them that you have a passion for helping others in your community. So I would put that. Here's the skills and endorsements I was telling you about: social media marketing, social media. So these are people that have endorsed me: 85, 44, 91. These are my other accomplishments. Wow, these are just a few of the classes I've taken. I could update this a bunch more. Here's some projects. I have my podcast and my show and my publications. That's my blog. I have actually two. I had a personal one I don't update anymore, but it's on there. And I only speak English. I'm unfortunately not bilingual. Down here's my interests. These are businesses that I like. Some are clients, some are schools I go to, some are organizations. But, you just, that's what that is there. So that gives you kind of a good overview of what you can do on a personal page. And it's a great idea to really fill in as much of the information that's pertinent. And I would definitely go back, okay, I'm 58, so you may not go back as far as me, and you may go back further than me. Whatever's really pertinent, put it on there. If it's just an amazingly cool experience and something that, I think when you're older, our life experience is so much greater, and we have a lot to offer. And so I think it's important to put it on there. All right, so that's enough of the personal page. So now I would like you to go on to LinkedIn, and if you haven't already done so, create your personal LinkedIn page. If you already have a LinkedIn page, I'd like you to go through it and fill in anything that you haven't done before. It's actually a great idea to take a few minutes and go back and look through information and gather everything that you need. So once you've done this, then go ahead and watch the next video, which is going to teach you how to create your LinkedIn company page.